Hello, movie nerds, and welcome back to Cinematic Sarcastic, a podcast that talks all things movies and television. I'm Natalie, and I'm your host. On today's episode, we are going to talk about Black Adam. I just got home from the theater, and I have a lot of thoughts. Now, before I jump into it, I want to kind of give a little disclaimer. I think I gave the same disclaimer before my Doctor Strange episode, but I want to make sure that I make the same disclaimer in this one. I am not really a huge Marvel or DC fan. I grew up with a lot different comic books. I really liked Darkness and Dawn and Angela, things that were a little bit more obscure and less popular. So I'm not going into this movie completely having loved every DC and Marvel film before it. I don't know that I've really thoroughly enjoyed a DC film, but I have enjoyed a few of the Marvel ones, but I'm definitely not someone who goes to every single one. I don't get super hyped about them. So just take my review of Black Adam with a grain of salt if you are a huge DC and Marvel fan. This is going to be a review coming at you from someone who is not a huge fan of those things. So that being said, and I'm going to try and do this review without giving away too many spoilers or any spoilers at all, because I know this one is pretty new. I thoroughly enjoyed the ever-living heck out of Black Adam. I will say the only parts of this movie that I did not super enjoy were the Justice Friends. I think it's Dr. Fate, Hawkman or Hawk person. Not a huge Hawkman. That's what it is. Not a huge fan. I wasn't terribly against Cyclone. I think she's very pretty, but the whole group of them with the Atom Smasher and whoever, these are entirely new characters to me. I've seen Hawkman before, but beyond that, I haven't really had too much information or haven't really seen the other ones too much, and I didn't like them. I didn't like them in this movie. I really wish that the Black Adam movie had been a standalone of Black Adam, i.e. his origin story, introduce him without anyone really else involved, because I think there was enough there that the movie would have been fine without the Justice Friends, the Justice Crew. I don't know what they are. I know they're not the Justice League. I can't remember what they call themselves. It's Justice something, the Justice Team, something of that nature. But they were the only parts of this that I didn't really enjoy. I felt like it was just petulant children kind of fighting back and forth. And I didn't think that their portions of the movie really lended anything to the movie overall, because there already was, in my opinion, an actual villain for Black Adam to be going against, and everything that he learned in the movie, his growth arc or, story arc, could have absolutely been done without them being a part of it. And again, like I said, I didn't think that they lended anything to the actual overall story, the bigger picture of it. I didn't mind Dr. Fate so much. It was Pierce Brosnan who played Dr. Fate. I wasn't familiar with the character. I enjoyed the character-ish, but I feel like the style of it, and again, I don't really know these characters too much, but Pierce Brosnan in it was a cross between John Wayne and Hugh Hefner. It was very weird to me, and I've never seen that character before. So to me, it was a little bit jarring and did not lend anything to him. Again, though, this is coming strictly from someone who's never really read the comics about Dr. Fate, who's not familiar with him. So perhaps, I'm guessing that Dr. Fate is an older 1950s type comic character, and that is where the style is meant to come from. But it's very disjointed in a film for today, in my opinion, just because I'm not familiar with him. But beyond that, the rest of it, I thoroughly loved. I absolutely loved the story, like the origin story for Black Adam. I absolutely loved like The Rock and his performance in this. Rarely ever have I seen a Rock movie that I didn't enjoy. Like, I just think that even though Dwayne Johnson like started off doing some pretty cheesy movie roles, I think he definitely has come into his own. He definitely has gotten so much better at it. And I really, really, really loved him as Black Adam. Like, I would venture to even say that Black Adam is probably the first DC film that I have thoroughly enjoyed. Like, I really liked it enough that if they do a sequel, which I'm hoping they will, and the little bonus clip at the end is leading me to believe that that is the intention, I would look specifically for like a Black Adam sequel. Like, I very much enjoyed his character. I liked the storyline. I liked the people involved. I think there was like a mother and son, Isis and Amon, I want to say, which I didn't grasp her name in the movie, and it didn't occur to me until after, and I got home, that I was like, oh, she's named after an Egyptian goddess and her son is named after an Egyptian god. And I did not catch that during the film. Like, it didn't sink in for me properly. But I really liked them as characters. I would have enjoyed seeing more of them. And I like I said, I really wish that the Justice group had not been involved and it had just been Black Adam with this mother and son. And I think her brother is also in there. I can't remember her brother's name. But that like group, that crew, I very much enjoyed. And I would have liked to have seen them together more in the film, kind of figuring things out, because it was definitely more catered around like their actual country. The whole thing takes place in Kahndaq, which is not a real place, but if we're talking region wise, it would have been somewhere in like the Egyptian location. So I would have preferred that they kept it kind of just stuck to that region and the issues that were going on there. And I don't mean like specific political, because I know Black Adam is getting some like backlash for not talking about current political events, but I don't think that this needed that. Like, it's a DC, it's a comic book, you know, anti-hero kind of story, and I liked that it didn't deal with politics right now, but I wish that it had stuck with like the politics of the imaginary place where they were from because there was stuff already there. Like, you didn't need, you know, Hawkman and Cyclone, and though you didn't need them in the movie for the movie to be good. So those are my thoughts. I definitely would recommend. I think it is well worth a watch. If you really, really love Marvel and you really, really love DC movies, I don't see you not liking this one. I mean, it definitely has everything that is included in all of those films. There's a lot more of like darker, obviously, because Black Adam is not like a superhero. There's a lot more darker elements to Black Adam than typical ones. I would say, if I could like compare it to another film, the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and the elements that were darker in that one, I would say similar to Black Adam. So yep, those are my thoughts. I would love to hear yours. Please do like if you enjoy the podcast, subscribe if you want to join the Movie Nerd family, and I hope to see you in the next episode.